Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. I'm so excited to see everyone. I know I took a little bit of a hiatus because we all need self-care. I just had a great time off. So I want you, this is part two. We have the one and only Michele Blood, right? Michele is the money magnet guru who firmly believes that anyone can become a magnet for money and abundance by implementing the right mindset and strategies. Now, let me tell y'all a little bit about what's happening here, right? So I interviewed Michele a couple of months ago, right? And we had a conversation. She has an app, so I'm just still, the song is still ringing in my ear and my phone is on. So you're going to hear it's going to come on probably at 6 o'clock because it's set, it just comes on. So I was going through some things and I'm all about abundance, positive thinking, things like that, right? So I download her app and I'm like, okay, let's see. We had a great conversation. So it's not like I was hesitant. I just wanted to see what she had to offer. And baby, when I tell you, Michele, when I tell you the abundance, I needed a catcher's mitt to catch all the abundance that was coming my way based on listening to your app. And I want to say thank you for this. I got it. I want to say thank you for my beautiful card. And I want to thank you for the magic of affirmation, the magic of affirmation power. I want to thank you for that too. And I'm here to tell you, for those who don't believe power in words and thoughts, if you don't think that, even the Bible talks about that, if you think this is something kablooey, I need you to really take a pen and paper. Hey, Julie, and listen to what Michele has to say. Yes, it's storming here too. I want you to listen to what Michele has to say, because when I tell you this lady's on the money, she's on the money. Again, she's the money guru, okay? But I just want you to listen to her principles, and everything that she has to offer, because I'm telling you, this is one woman, one person. I would say that she knows what she's talking about. She's passionate in what she's talking about. So without further ado, the Women Are Worthy Network, we want to thank Miss Michele Blood for being on our show.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Yes, I was thrilled to come back on your show again because we had such a wonderful rapport and such a really, when someone gets it and they understand, it makes it not an interview, it makes it a discourse on empowering people and empowering women in this case. But but the thing is, remember that the divine isn't a man or a woman. Well, maybe more woman than man, but anyway. But because the divine is all heart and women are all heart. And I must admit though, in America, I find the men more, they probably won't like me saying this, but more effeminate. So when I first came to America, which has got nothing to do with the conversation, but it's just funny, every time a man would ask me out, I don't date anymore. I'm totally just with God. That's
Another show. That's another show. We're going to talk about that. Okay.
That's another show. But I would say yes because they thought they were gay. Because they speak so differently to Australian men.
So when you say they were feminine, how are they different? Because we're going to get into what we did show originally, but I'd like to know, how are they different from Australian men when you said they were feminine? Like, just help me understand.
Well, they're not effeminate. I realize that now, but it's the way that Americans, like in Australia and England, it's more like the tall poppy syndrome. You don't give a lot of compliments. You don't talk about yourself and success and everything like that because it's egotistical. You think too much of yourself. So because the men here were so open to talk about spirituality and God and love and romance and all these different things with these people I met, and yoga and OMS, and just the opposite. They're not closed. it depends on where you come from. I mean, New York, the New Yorkers, Midwestern guys are a little different, I guess. But this is California, right?
Right. I was just going to say California. Yeah. You know, um, Michelle, I want to say thank you because you helped open up that third eye that I have.
Oh,
And I
good.
knew I had it, but when I tell you I'm becoming a master manifester, I'm becoming a master manifester. And I'm going to give you your props for that. You know, I'm giving myself props for being open, but I'm giving you your props for facilitating that. So, can we talk about, for those who are watching this for the first time, what exactly it is that you do and the benefits that you bring to the table? Hell, you are the table. So what do you bring to the table that you built?
Well, the thing is, I've been in the entertainment industry. I mean, I started at 5 singing on TV and ran my own rock band and became successful in that in Australia and did a lot of different things. Car accident changed my life. And I end up creating singing affirmation songs to heal my body, because just doing an affirmation on its own wasn't working, because the doubting mind was going, piss off. This isn't real. I don't believe you. And it's got to go into your subconscious mind, which neuroscientists now have proven. But back then, in the late 80s, there was no such thing. It was just woo-woo, affirmations, visualization. What bloody hell are you talking about? Anyway, but it's very real, and they've proven it now. And on my website, micheleblood.com, I have so much scientific proof from John Hopkins, from Berkeley, all the proof about music with affirmations and how it changes your vibration and it brings you into a higher oscillation. So the first thing I do with people, if they're new, is I always recommend they listen, because I've got hundreds of affirmation pop songs I've written for every area of your life, even for little children and babies, we've got them. So it's really, really important to realize you just have to listen to the music. And even if you don't like my music, which you will because it's great, but even if you don't, see, Australians wouldn't like me saying that.
You're becoming Americanized.
so, well, I've been here 25 years, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's important to remember. You just have to listen, because the lyrics go, the affirmations into the left side of the brain, the music into the right side of the brain. So you have a whole brain experience. So the affirmation goes into your subconscious mind before your doubting mind has a chance to reject it. So then it is fed into your subconscious mind, and it becomes a seed that is going to grow. For some people, it's very, very quick. There's only like a fine hair's breadth away from them becoming more successful, having more prosperity, and being happier within themselves, and being less, springing forth that seed of joy again, which is vital for attracting and manifesting anything happy and good in your life, because everybody is manifesting in their life every day at the vibrational level that they're at. So if you're not at a good vibrational level, you don't say, oh, well, it's, not my fault. People suck. the world's not good. No, you just go, oh, well, that's okay. That's something that's changed. I can change that, because I know how quickly my vibration goes up when I watch a funny movie, or when I watch something, spiritual that really touches me, or, or listening to, for me, it used to be Casey and the Sunshine Band, Shake Your Boogie, and I was all like,
dance,
make a little love. I don't know if we can do that over the. I don't know if we can sing it because of copyright, so I won't
Yeah.
sing any more than that. But I'd love to, because I love Casey. Anyway, so, but then it's really important that if you want to go even deeper, to go into having it all joyful. Keep it simple and spiritual. Don't listen if people are making it complicated. You can go deep keeping it simple. This is what people don't understand. They think if you're going to, it's starting to sound like, oh, this is ridiculous. They don't understand what mysticism even means. And so when you go, mysticism is just your divine union with your higher self, with God. You are in tune with that which you are. And so it's important that you can do a lot of many, many different things to begin. You don't have to go deeply into meditation, which of course I recommend to everybody, because that's the main thing that really changes your life, and having that light transmitted. But you've got to have joy first. You've got to start being irreverent about money, about everything. Just be irreverent. Don't take anything seriously. I love what Oscar Wilde used to say. Life is too serious to be taken seriously. So everybody lighten up. So on the table is every tool in the mystical or divine positive thinking manifestation toolbox that will suit your personality and where you are in consciousness right now and what you think you can believe or not believe. So you have a whole array of different things that will assist you. But can I share something that's really awesome, please, Jacqueline?
Of course, of course.
Okay. We are launching next week the world's first manifestation video book.
That's not even out. I don't think anyone has done that before.
No one's done it. I mean,
Right.
there's a couple of places online that call it a video book, but it's just a seminar with someone talking. This is chapter with all the visuals to go with everything that I'm talking about. It has the transcription, and then at the end there's a different song. So if I'm talking about a certain thing, well, then there's an affirmation song at the end, which has its own music video as well. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's there's an ebook that goes with it as well. If you prefer just audio, maybe someone's blind and they can't see the video book. But the thing is, when you've got the positive affirmation music, you've got the message, and it's called Manifestation Through the Power of Mysticism video book. And when you have visuals of everything that I'm saying, so you're watching all these positive, beautiful visuals. We spend so much time on every video. And then you're listening to my message as well, and you're getting to read along with it, whether it's through the ebook or printed book. And then you actually have the video with all the visuals for the lyrics at the end. All of your senses are taking place, all of them. And so you are getting to have hours and hours covering intuition, ego versus what intuition is. Is it psychic? Is it ego? Is it this? Manifestation, how to be a magnet to money. I mean, every topic that I know is vital, done in, written in, read in such a way that anyone could understand it. Because I like to keep everything, we go very deep in some chapters. We talk about communication, what that really means, and the different things you can do to make more money and lighten up, and what manifestation really means and how it really works. And different levels of so many things to do with prosperity, success, God, love, how you can become empowered through the power of love to bring prosperity into your life. I mean, everything. I just love, this is besides the Magnet to Money app, which God only knows and God does know, I adore that, because you've got your morning meditations, you've got your sleep program, which people adore, and you've got all your affirmations and the Magnet to Money notifications. But when you have this video book, is just magnificent. And when the idea came to me to do a video book, I had no idea if anyone else had done one before, because I'm like, people are doing visualizations. They go to my friend Natalie and get her mind movies. And I was like, what if we went beyond that, beyond just the visual? Why don't we add a chapter for each topic and then add all the visuals and then the music? And we've done it. We're like 4 video songs away from finishing the entire project, which we've put like a year and a half into. But anyway, just excited to share that. I don't even know what the website is. If you would allow me, I could just.
Yeah, because I want to, because I support anything and everything you do, because I'm telling you, and I want people, I want to say this before you give the website out.
I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to just text wonderful Trevor real quickly.
Okay, no problem. And I want to let people know, because I've had a lot of, after our last conversation, I had a lot of Christians reach out to me and ask me, well, Jackie, if you're saved, why are you talking about this topic? Why are you, okay, so again, I mentioned like The Secret is not a new book. Half of the things that The Secret was talking about is in the Bible, but it's just, the language is a little different. So, if you speak good things, because think about this, vibration, you have to remember your heart is all about vibration as well. Because God forbid if someone has a heart attack and energy, right? So if they have a heart attack, they have to use things to the palp stuff to get, and that's energy. That's what that is. So I'm saying, because I've had this experience, Michelle, where I'm just watching mindless television, just wanting to watch crap. But I've noticed my body, I cannot watch crap, because when I watch crap, my mind goes somewhere, my energy gets sucked. I'm in a nasty mood. I'm going to admit it. So I can't just watch mindless television and think about the words I just said, mindless television. Because when I do that, I'm a totally different person. But when I watch positive things, say affirmations in the morning, because I took a break from the app for like maybe 2 weeks, one of the worst 2 weeks, okay? Because I'm watching all this stuff and I'm reading the news and I'm all the gossip, and my energy, I started to feel weak. I didn't want to get up out of bed anymore. I was just exhausted. Toxicity was just eating me alive, right? So then I said, okay, let me wake up. It's a Sunday, it's a new day. Let me listen to my app. Let me start saying positive affirmations. And like a flip of a switch, Michelle, I started to feel better. I started to, something, it wasn't off. And I knew something was off. That's why you have to eat right, speak right, do right. Everything comes, because it doesn't matter. Let me tell y'all something. It doesn't matter if you listen to the app, or if you buy her program or whatever, or you read her book. If you're still with that stinking thinking, or you think you have your mind at a certain level, but you're speaking, thinking, stinking thoughts, it's not gonna, everything has to come together. Michelle, what do you say about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things I've witnessed this a lot. When people first start, it's not first starting for you, but when you're getting ready to go to another level of vibration, people can call it the devil, they can call it the Maya. I don't care what you call it. There is an energy in the world that wants to bring you down.
Yes.
And it is dark. And it gets into your consciousness, and its thoughts start sounding like your own thoughts, but they're not. Because I'll tell you, every thought that isn't positive or happy doesn't come from your divine mind. It comes from a darker area. I don't want to go into you being
Right.
scared
Right.
of it, because it has
Right.
no power. It's pseudo power. It's pretend. But one of the things that, talking about watching things, oh my goodness, I have been watching this new TV series called The Chosen, all about Jesus and his disciples. And it is one of I'm in love with Jesus. People, you've got no idea. And I'm in love with many enlightened beings, and Saint Teresa of Avila, and I was brought up a Catholic and I loved it. And I've been to every sort of study you can imagine that's to do with sincere, real divine, because he was real. He is real. And I have had experiences with this being. And when I watched this amazing, what they did was they crowdfunded it. So people from every country that love Jesus have, it's on Amazon, have paid for this movie, for this TV series. It's already got a 3-season. They want to do 7 seasons. So people actually paid, and they put testimonials on the website, and it's if you want to watch something positive that really moves you. And I love the fact that Jesus was a cool hip dude, tall, all that sort of stuff. And he had a beautiful Jewish nose, which I've always loved, Jewish noses. I don't know why, it's back to my Jewish days, I guess. But anyway, they make him out to be really cool and hip. I don't mean in too modern a way, but the way it's done, anyone can understand it. And I would recommend anyone who has any thought of Christianity at all, don't watch it, because it really shows a depth. I can feel it when I watch it, and I'm just in love with this show. But I'm just saying, if someone does want to watch something positive, because visuals really do make a difference in your life. And there are many, many things, if you do want to have downtime, that won't make you lethargic. Because when you watch things that are, you're just getting into a really good mindset, you're about to take off into that new evolution, a new vibration, and then something comes in. And then it's okay if you sort of go, oh, I just need a lazy day. But when you see that that is causing you to be lethargic and you don't feel like exercising or having a nice salad, you'll notice that it's insidious is what it is. And it happens to everybody at some stage in their life. It always does. But once you snap out of it and the divine through you, even if you just say, help me snap out of this, divine, my higher self, you will. The moment you ask for help, your higher self, the divine, is there. It's there to assist all of us in every moment to wake up, to be happier, to be wealthier, to do everything that you possibly can to love yourself and love this world. You don't want to ever feel that you're not worthy, which is why I love the Women Are Worthy, just saying it, Women Are Worthy network, because women are great. Anyway, so it's really, really, really a really good point and very honest of you to talk about. I love it when we can have discussions where you can say, hey, this crap happened to me. I can't believe it because I was really going on a roll. And then all of a sudden I got lethargic and, ordering pizza or whatever it is that makes people happy. They
Definitely,
think
because
temporarily happy.
I am because for me, I'm striving for joy. I don't want happiness because I think happiness for me, it's just it's just a journey. My true is finding joy, right? And for me, now that I know I'm an empath for the last 5 years, right? And I tell everyone I was in kindergarten, and this journey is going to take me to PhD level because every time I graduate, something happens, and I know I'm graduating to the next level. My awareness, everything comes out. I can go because I'm a thrifty shopper, and I can go into a store. And I remember like this picture behind me. It happened with that picture and a picture with Jimi Hendrix. No. Yeah, I think it was Jimi Hendrix. I can't remember right now. But I was in the store and this guy had it in his cart because my office is decorated in purple, right? And I said, man, so he has this picture in his cart. And I'm like, man, I wish I could get that picture. So, he's going his way, I'm going my way. We ended up online together. And he said, I saw you looking at my picture. Do you want this picture? I said, oh my good. And then now I'm at the stage, I don't have to say, oh my goodness, because I deserve all these things. Because what you put in is what you put out, right? So he didn't understand what I meant by that. And I said, because I was thinking about it, and this just shows you manifestation and how the power in your thoughts, not just the words, but in your I was thinking about this painting, this lady and I we almost fought for this painting. And I said, well, I really want this. And she's like, you know what? Because when I first walked in the day before, I saw this and I didn't pick it up. And the whole night I agonized over it. And I now know when my mind is telling me to do something now, to do it. Don't wait, because I wasn't being obedient to self. Right? So when I go there, somehow she sees it and I see it, and we're looking at each other. So we're making a mad dash, right? And it was so funny, but it turned out she did give me the painting. But
wow.
Again, I have to learn when I don't listen, or I am learning when I don't listen to myself, Michele, I go through so much. When I listen to myself, I'm like, life is easy. Life is easy. Why did I? So we as humans make life so difficult when it doesn't have to be difficult.
It does not. It certainly does not. But I got the website, but it's not on the website yet. But just
Okay.
I don't know when this is going to air because we're launching this on Saturday. We're doing a free Zoom event.
Okay.
It's manifestationvideobook.com. Duh.
Oh my God, you guys love using these long things. Okay. Manifestationvideo.com.
No, manifestation video book.
Oh my God. Okay.
because it's a video book.
Manifestationvideobook.com. Okay. All right. So,
But when we finished it,
mhm.
I will just send it to you as a gift. Did I send you
Okay,
New
thank you.
Paradigms yet?
Um, no, just these three that I
Okay,
have.
well, we launched New Paradigms
Okay.
2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
so I will get Trevor to send that to you as well, because that's the audio program that I did with Bob Proctor and the book that goes with it.
And what I want to do, because I know your schedule is full, when I'm finished with these, I want to bring you on to tell you my thoughts, and because I want to share it with people. Because, see, it's so easy in today's day and age. Bad news travels really fast. In fact, it travels faster than the Superman speed of light. But when you have good things, good news, it travels really slow. And I wanted to do pro platform shows like this because I wanted people to understand, because of what we've come out of in the last 3-4 years. You know, people are experiencing so many deaths. People are um, unaliving themselves and things like that. I want people to understand, as long as you're breathing, there's still hope. You just have to find your tribe. That's why I created, if you want to subscribe, if you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. Because I want people, even if it's not my tribe, create your own tribe. That's why I have, we're all in the same book, just different chapters. Damn, I'm good. You
Yeah.
know, good. But we want people to, because here's the thing, sometimes the family that you're born into, the DNA, is not the family you feel like you should be in, whether
No.
it's toxicity or whatever. So you then have to develop the strength to go out and create your own family. So I want people to understand that, because I'm hearing so many things about toxicity and family is doing a lot of things, and people are like, woe with me, woe with me. No, you have the ability to control certain things, to say no. That's a complete sentence. It's okay to block your family. It's okay to do that. It's okay to divorce your family and move on.
Yeah, it's soul family. I mean, all of my students and everyone in the mystical experience, or just people that have been customers and fans over the years, they're soul family, because you sort of like example of one lovely Irish man who's been a student for a long, long time, 12 years. Anyway, William Scannell in Ireland. Hi, William. I'll get you to watch this, William. You got a shout out. But when he doesn't know how he found me on YouTube, but he was looking for a teacher of some sort of spirit. He didn't know. He'd been looking for a while, traveling around and looking different countries. And he said, when he saw me, and the video that he watched was about, I don't know, I was probably 15 years younger than I am now, but he said he just didn't want to contact me. He said, because he's this bubbly Australian rock singer who's very irreverent, and I'm looking for an Asian man with a long white beard, or bald at least. This doesn't make sense that she would be a teacher of enlightenment. And then he watched a couple of videos and he started feeling the tingles on the top of his head. But he said, it's really interesting. He said, I think it's really good that you're teaching such deep spirituality and you're this Aussie rock singer. He said, because that means that you don't have to, because I mean, I went through the same thing looking for an enlightened teacher. I went all over the world looking for one. And I eventually found an American woman who was 10 years younger than me, who's enlightened, fully enlightened, light coming out of her hands, tingling as soon as I saw her. You know when you have found your teacher, because you feel love, but you
Mhm.
like them. You like them. You feel natural. You don't feel judged. You feel not just worthy, you feel like it's soul family. Because when that happens, when you meet someone like we've met each other, you know you've met each other before. You know it for a
Yes.
fact, whether someone believes in reincarnation or not. If you watch The Chosen, Jesus talks about Elias and John the Baptist and how they've known each other from past lives. You never hear people. It's there in the New Testament, and it's there in the Old Testament. He will come. I will come again. and then Christians are saying, well, there's no such thing as reincarnation. Well, I'm telling you, whether you believe it or not, whether you believe that there is the tooth fairy or whatever you disbelieve or believe, doesn't make it not true. So it's good just to be open and receptive, and to, if you're going to say no to the negative, but don't say no to something that could be possible. Because if someone says something to you like, you're going to start a new career, you're going to go somewhere to live, you're going to go on, and they say that's impossible, you can't do that, you don't listen, even if it's you saying that's impossible from where I live and my culture, and you're looking at everything based on circumstances that you see instead of what's possible. You don't even have to know what's possible. All you have to do is say to yourself, well, I know it's not impossible because others have done what I want to do. So I know it's not impossible. So therefore it's possible. Allow yourself to at least say it's possible. That will change your vibration.
And that's what I think people need to understand. Because again, what I tell people is God told me to do something. And then they'll say, well, Jackie, I don't think he would want you to do that. I said, wait a minute. He had a I said, first of all, it wasn't a conference call. A conference call would mean you were on the line. It was a solar. It was just between he and I. So I'm not looking for you to confirm what I'm doing. I'm just looking, and if you can't support me, so what I've learned to do is if I'm telling or talking to people and they're like putting any negativity in that, and I've had conversations with them like, hey, I don't need your negativity, and they continue to be negative, I just block them from my life. There's so many positive people, because what they're doing for me, Michele, is they're taking up space for a positive person that's looking to be in my space. So I don't need space holders, placeholders. I don't need that in my life anymore. I'm at such an age now, I don't give a SHI bomb anymore. I am just saying whatever I think. The filters are gone. I'm not looking to offend people, but if it does, it is what it is. I am looking to live a joyful life. I want to experience what the world has. The world is so big. There's so many great things that God has created that I want to enjoy them. So I don't have time to educate and explain to people who I am, what I am, and what I'm doing. I'm just going to continue. And it's hard though. This wasn't easy, because you're hearing the naysayers, you're hearing family, you're hearing friends, you're hearing people who are supposed to love you and support you. And I realize that's not the love that I want. So I tell people how to love me, how to support me. I'm not going to meet you and say, just support me. I'm going to teach you how to support me and how to love me. And if you can't, bye-bye. See ya. Hasta la vista. So, and I want to thank this new enlightenment that I have, where I was cocky before. I was confident before. Now it's through the roof. It's through the roof now. So
yeah, it's so important to not ask people advice when really what you're doing, you know what you want, what you want to do, but you're asking someone, family member perhaps, or someone, what they think to get their approval. So if you're asking them something for their approval, not for their advice, and you're just setting yourself up for failure, because if they don't give you the approval, then you're just going to get pissed off and you're not going to want to speak to them, and then you get negative. So, I mean, you don't go to a piano teacher who can't play piano. You don't ask for the lesson from someone who says, yeah, well, there's black and white keys, just go for it. So, if you're going to ask for advice on something you're about to do, go to people that have done it, that are really experienced. If you can't ask them in person, watch their YouTube videos, go to their website, get advice from someone who's done it and done it successfully. Because if you ask advice like, oh, what do you think, mum and dad? I'm going to start an Italian restaurant. You're not Italian, you don't speak Italian, you can't even cook. And you had this great idea that this Italian restaurant was going to be baritone and soprano singing Italian songs. You came up with this great idea and it would have been marvelous. You were going to get an Italian chef and you were just going to own this business and be the great entrepreneurial maitre d'. And then you tell your family and then it's gone. And you're back to being an accountant again and your life sucks. So you don't ask people that don't know, because everything is possible. Everything is possible.
I'm laughing because I coach relationship and plant-based eating and things like that. And if anyone's looking for a speaker, just you'll see it in my about for information. So a young lady reached out to me and she had me on a conference call with someone else, and she asked me a relationship question. So she told me that the other person was on the line. I think the other person, no, I know the other person was a coach. I didn't know the person. She introduced me. And she said she's been watching my videos and she wants to see more relationship stuff. And she knows, I'm married, so we're talking. So she asked me a question. I answered her. The other lady said, no, I think that's wrong. So I said, ma'am, may I ask you a question? So she said, yeah, sure, no problem. I've been doing this for 25 years and on and on and on and on and on. And I said, ma'am, are you in a relationship? No, I said, are you married? She said, no. I said, you in a relationship? She said, no. I said, how many times have you been married? She said, twice. I said, okay. And she said, why? I said, because I don't understand how this lady's taking advice from a woman who's divorced twice, not in a relationship, and said she's been doing this for 25 years. How successful is your practice, if you don't mind my asking? She's like, well, it's a little bit slow. I said, okay. I told the young lady, if you don't have to go with me, but it doesn't make sense to take advice from someone who's not in a relationship or has never been married. It doesn't make sense to me, right? Now, she can tell you what not to do, but she can't tell you what to do. So I'm married 34 years. I think I got a little something under my belt, So we all busted out laughing, and the lady said, touche, touche.
Oh, well,
She's
that's
like,
good.
I think, yeah.
That's good that you had a good attitude about it.
Yes.
Because sometimes people, if they're in a similar profession, sometimes they just get contrary when they feel threatened, or just, I'm better than you, this or that sort of crap. So you just, anytime somebody is reactionary by being contrary, they'll just be contrary just to be reactionary. Mm-hmm. Even if they believe what you just said, they're like, no, I'm right, you're wrong. And what I say to people is, if you have the sort of nature, and come on, women do this more than men. And I'm just saying we do, because we're right most of the time. That's why. But women do it. And it's really challenging to stop doing this. But if you can stop doing this, it will change your consciousness. Every little thing you do to stop yourself from being right and someone else wrong will shift you into a high vibration, because nothing in this world is right or wrong. I don't care if someone says 1 and 1 is 3. I'll just go, good job. You don't say to somebody, that's wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, when they haven't asked your advice. They're just talking about something. Maybe at a dinner party, they're just chatting. And they may have said something that you just took in an incorrect way, the way that they were talking about it. They may not have even meant what they said. But if we are know-it-alls, the other day on one of my Zooms, husband and wife team that I absolutely adore, and I asked him if so-and-so had been finished in their home that they're building, and he said, 70%. And she immediately went, no, it's only about 60%. And so for the rest of the call, I called her 60%. I said, I don't know, Cindy, what do you think, 60% or 70%? And I said, I've got to tell you, Cindy, you are so much better than that. You didn't need to make Al wrong. And she said, I know it the minute it came out of my mouth. And I said, so we've all got to be very aware, particularly with our loved ones, that we don't make them wrong, especially in front of other people. I don't care if they, like, I remember my sister once said when I was visiting Australia and I was with a friend of mine, and we just finished being in India, and she's married to an Indian man. And we were talking about it, and Terry said, "Did you go to Pakistan?" And I said, "No, we didn't go into, the Muslim areas." And she went, "What are you talking about, Muslim areas?" And I said, "Well, Pakistan is Muslim because when, Gandhi, etc., the history of India, Terry." And she said, "Well, that's wrong." She said that's mainly blah 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 Christian this and that. And we just looked at each other, Darren and I said, you may be right. Maybe we're incorrect. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Depends maybe when you're talking about which part of history. And Darren didn't say anything, and she just said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Because my sister is contrary and reactionary." She called the next day. She Googled it, and she went, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Here she is, practically lives in India, married to an Indian man, and
And
I'm trying to
didn't.
and I've never been to India." She said, "I don't know why I get so reactionary." And I said, "Well, because I'm your little sister and you've been like that all your life." She said, "But why didn't you say something?" And I said, "Well, I tried to, but I don't care if I'm right or wrong. Like, you can be right all the time. It doesn't make any difference to me in my life, as long as you're happy."
That's what matters. So, what would you like to leave? What jewel would you like to leave the audience with?
Oh my goodness, there are so many jewels, including you, darling. You are a jewel. And,
Thank
like
you.
Om Mani Padme Hum, the jewel is in the lotus of my heart. The Buddhist saying, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om, God,
Mm,
Mani, jewel,
I love
Padme,
that.
lotus, Hum, heart. The jewel is in the lotus of my heart. God is in my heart. God is my higher self. Remember that you can speak to your higher self and ask for anything. Ask for help. Don't ask any old person. Why don't you just go to the source and ask for help? Just say, "I don't know what to do with this." Write it down maybe before you go to sleep. "I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what direction." You ask your higher self, write it down. The angels will be up there and say, "Hey, someone's sincere down there. They're asking for help. I don't believe you. Yeah, call Michael. Hey, Michael. Yeah, Gabriel. Someone down there is praying for help and they're sincere." "Oh, don't believe you." Yep, they are. They fly down, they see you, and there you are, looked after.
You know, I just love having you on the on our platform. You're our resident guru. Okay, so I want you to know you're our resident. I'm not looking for anyone else. You're our resident guru. And your, as I said, your books and things that you have definitely helped change my space from the last time we spoke, where I'm more forgiving. I'm more like, I'm Teflon, let it roll off my shoulder. It's not a big deal. Or I'm working, because I don't like people keep saying they're a work in progress. You're saying that for the past 5 years. Get up off your ass and start, do the work. You're saying you're a work in progress, but you're not doing the work. Right. So that's just an excuse. So I just want you to know I thank you. And Trevor, big shout outs to Trevor, who's always, answering the emails and responding and setting this up. So I want to thank him. And I also want, just remember to please, we have the Money app. Go on your app and download the Money. It's Magnet to Money app. It is phenomenal. And the song comes on every minute, because at 6 o'clock it popped up and it was playing. I had to turn it down low. Okay. So I just want people to understand the goal here, this platform here, is I want to I want people to be intentional. I want people to be positive, no matter what's going on. Now, don't get me wrong. There are things that happens to me where I'm like, oh my God. So I'm not saying I'm poly purebred every single day. Sometimes I have to work on being happy, and like, I don't want to exercise. I don't want to do this. But the minute I exercise, my endorphins and everything, and I start feeling better. So I just want people to understand, please, I want you to live your life intentionally. Do whatever it is you want to do in life, go ahead and do it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I don't want my team to get at me. Like and subscribe the page, share the page. This has been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful having a conversation. It's not an interview on this platform. We talk about conversations. We plant-based eating, coaching, relationships. We're going to be doing more shows on that. So again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, and please make sure you go and get the money to the Magnet to Money app. Okay. And when she releases more things, which is Michele, MicheleBlood.com, when she with one L, when she releases anything, I will definitely put it on my website. I will put it on my social media, because I want you guys to feel the way I feel. Okay. After, and again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I feel this new, like, oh, I feel good, feel good. Like I just feel really good about myself and what's going on now. So again, I want to thank you for that. So again, don't forget to tune in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I believe we have another program on tomorrow and Wednesday. So don't forget to like and subscribe.